Welcome back. We've got a big question for all of you this morning, so let's get right to it and see if we can make it make sense. This week's video question comes from Dr. Jackie Hart in Boston, Massachusetts.
Can you talk about the history and background of the filibuster? I know that its inception and application have been steeped in racism, but I'm wondering if you can sort of talk about that history and how it's been applied, what changes we've seen in recent years, sort of, I think it's kind of been chipped away at, and how it's a part of the current negotiations between Schumer and McConnell.
Thank you, Dr. Jackie, for this timely question and for your important framing. Okay, so first things first. What is the filibuster? As you know, you need 51 votes, a simple majority, to pass legislation in the Senate. So if you're a senator who doesn't like a bill, but you're in the minority, one of the only things you can do is try to delay that vote. And that's where the filibuster comes in. In the Senate, there's no limit to how long senators can speak. So traditionally, a filibuster has involved a senator or a group of senators speaking nonstop, refusing to allow the debate to end so the Senate could vote. The rules that allow filibustering have been around pretty much since the beginning of the Senate. And filibustering was used a ton in the mid and late 1800s. For example, to delay sending federal troops to monitor elections in the South and make sure Black Americans were allowed to vote. Eventually, in 1917, the Senate was able to sort of rein things in by introducing the cloture vote. Cloture is a vote to stop debating and move on to actually voting on the bill itself. It short circuits a filibuster, essentially. The trick is it takes 60 votes to invoke cloture, which means that it doesn't really take 51 votes to pass legislation in the Senate. It takes 60. They don't even actually have to filibuster anymore. They don't have to stand on the floor reading Green Eggs and Ham for hours. Okay, so let's get to the racism part of it. Look, everything in this country's governance has its roots in racism. This country was built on the enslaved and stolen land. The filibuster itself was not created specifically as a tool of racism, but it has certainly been used famously to stop progress, I should say, on civil rights. Not only was it used to try to stop the feds from protecting Black voters in the Reconstruction South, the record-holding filibuster to this day remains from Strom Thurmond. You know, Strom Thurmond, the segregationist who stopped identifying as a Democrat, but after his death, it was revealed that he had fathered a Black child with his maid working in his father's home. Yeah, that guy. But I digress. Thurmond spoke for more than 24 hours straight to stop the Civil Rights Act of 1957 from becoming law. And historians point to the successful filibuster of a federal anti-lynching law in 1918 as the reason such a law was doomed for 200 years and counting. The filibuster and accompanying 60-vote threshold for ending debates is a powerful tool now in the hands of Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who has already made clear that he will wield it indiscriminately to cut down the agenda of President Biden and congressional Democrats. The agenda that a majority of Americans voted for, by the way. That's why the self-styled Grim Reaper has been so desperate and thirsty to secure a promise the Democrats won't nuke the filibuster altogether. It's one of the few veto powers he has left to send bills to his legislative graveyard. For now, the filibuster is safe. All 50 Democrats would need to be on board with getting rid of it, and 2 of them have assured McConnell that they are not. So, Dr. Jackie, thanks again for this timely question. Something tells me it's one we'll be thinking about for a while. To everyone else at home, I am so loving your video questions. They are the best part of my week, looking through all of them. So please keep them coming. Bust open that camera phone and go from your phone screen to the big screen. You can send me and my producers your videos using the hashtag #AskTiffany, or you can shoot us an email at crossconnection@nbcuni.com. And together we can at least try to make it make sense.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.